Hello. Okay. Hi. Welcome back. Or welcome to my channel. Sorry, I have to adjust something. Um, this will probably just be a short little video. Uh, I, okay. First, well, I worked a 16-hour shift yesterday. I left that shift looking like Nosferatu. The bags under my eyes were probably heavier than a pregnant blue whale. So yeah, I was exhausted. This yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't even realize that was happening. I was just so exhausted and like delirious. Um, but I wanted to give you a little update from my last video. Oh, also, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you've seen me before. And if you enjoy this, please consider subscribing. No pressure. Don't have to if you don't want to. All that jazz. Okay, the last video I posted, I was going out with a friend, and the goal was finding a Valentine. Well, I can say I didn't find a Valentine. We had a great time. We went to a couple bars. We ended up at a club at one point. We found a stray cat, or someone's cat. At one point in the night, it was a really fun time. I came home. I made blondies. Yeah. I think the only Valentine I'll have on my life on Friday is my couch and my TV, which we'll have to do. But yeah, that's my little update about that. So, no Valentine for me, but that's okay. I've been playing No Man's Sky, which I guess came out like a decade ago, but I never played it. I just downloaded it last night, and I've been obsessed. I'm really bad at video games. I suck at killing or unaliving, and I'm bad at flying ships and vehicles in general. Um, I'm really only good at like easy games or strategy games. So ones that involve like fighting in any capacity are really difficult for me. And in No Man's Sky, you have to follow a lot of quests and like instructions, and there's building and crafting and all that. And I didn't know there was combat, and like I got ambushed after I came off a planet, and I got shot at a bunch, and it was just crazy. So I've been playing that. I was trying to find a game that my friend and I can play cross-platform together. Um, she and I will have a blast. It'll be hard, but we'll have a blast. Got my big dumb cup with me. So the next part of this video, it's probably not going to be a super long video. I have 5 books in front of me. So in the next video I'm posting, I talk about my relationship with reading, where I'm at with reading. So you'll get more information about that. Yeah, I just haven't been super good about reading lately, but this is my TBR. So I'm gonna get started. I have An Elderly Lady's Up to No Good by Elaine Thurston, translated by Marlene Dillergy. Somebody I work with lent this to me. It's a short story collection about an 88-year-old woman who becomes a serial killer. I thought it sounded really interesting, and so she brought it to me when I was at work. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. I'll just read this little part. Maud is an irascible 88-year-old woman with no family, no friends, and no qualms about a little murder. This funny, irreverent story collection by Elaine Durston, author of the Irene Huston Investigations, will keep you laughing all the way to the retirement home. So, I'm going to read that first. To get back into reading, I'm starting slow with short stories and like young adult books. I have a couple, two books here that are a little more advanced, like regular novels. Um, but they're bigger, and yeah, I'm not great at reading right now. It's been a while. So, um, but yeah, I'll talk about that in my next video. I filmed it a couple days ago on Friday, but I thought I was gonna film this video also that night, but I got really tired. So, yeah, this one's just ending to come out first. So, yeah. So the next book on my TBR is a young adult book that was my favorite series. This was like my, you know how people have like Harry Potter's or sorry, my ice machine is on. Um, people had Harry Potter, people had Warriors, those cat books. Uh, oh god, there's so many young adult series, but this one was my favorite. Pendragon, The Merchant of Death by DJ McHale. I read, I think, all 10 books, and yeah, they're just really good. They're kind of dark for young adult. That's what I kind of liked about them originally. I would get home and read these. They were like crack. I'll just read a little bit. Bobby Pendragon is a seemingly normal 14-year-old boy, but there's something very special about Bobby. He's gonna save the world. And not just Earth as we know it. Bobby is swept off to an alternate dimension known as Dendron, a territory ruled by a magical tyrant and plagued by a dangerous revolution. If Bobby wants to see his family again, he's going to leave to accept his role as a savior. Because, as he's about to discover, Dendron is only the beginning. Yeah, so, as you can clearly see by me reading right now, even reading out loud, I'm having trouble with, which is interesting. I thought I did an okay job at reading when I did the folk tales. But even that was kind of like a not a big step, but it was out of my comfort zone to do that. So that's why I want to challenge myself and do more reading on this channel. So you'll get more of those, of course, but yeah, this series is really good. My kitchen's making all these noises right now. Sorry if you hear those. But yeah, this series is really good. If you love young adult novels, this series is great. My friend in 6th grade got me hooked on them. Yeah, shout out to her. I don't want to say her name. I'll just say L. Shout out to you, L. Her name starts with an L. Okay, so the next book, after I finish those two, my brother got me this for Christmas, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I don't actually know what this is about. His wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. Well, that was kind of a whole lot of nothing. I don't know what this is about at all. But I'm gonna read it. I guess it's kind of dystopian. Which and fantasy. Reminiscent of the Hunger Games and Game of Thrones. I like both of those. series. I didn't like the first one or the third one. I liked the second one. And I read part of the first Game of Thrones, but I didn't finish it. And I never watched the show. I really need to watch the show. Okay. Okay, the next book. The next two books actually are my mom's favorite. Two of her favorite books of all time. I think they're probably both in her top 10. Or, well, one of the next one after this one is her favorite book of all time. So this might be like her fifth favorite, something like that. She read this in her book club. She's been in a book club for like 30 years. So that's pretty cool. My mom, I've talked about my dad and how he loves to read, but my mom reads probably even more. Everybody in my family loves to read. Um, well, my siblings don't like to read that much, but um, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, yeah, a lot of my friends. This is The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. Um, I've tried reading it in the past. I know it's about a priest, Emilio Santos, who's like chosen to go to a planet that's found with like a society on it. Yeah, I guess he's a linguist also, a priest and a linguist. Um, and I guess there's a real struggle of like faith and belief while like navigating this new world and a planet that is without his religion is this. I mean, Christianity does not exist on this other planet, so I'm excited to read this. My mom said it's a challenging book, um, but yeah, I'm gonna read this after Red Rising. She said it's really good, but yeah, difficult. So it's sci-fi. I love sci-fi, but I'll get to it eventually. So that's number 4. And the final book on my list is my mom's favorite book of all time. She actually got this for me. We were at a little bookstore in Whitefish, Montana. I think. Or somewhere. We were somewhere. On a road trip maybe or something. And it has its like plastic cover on it. A picture of the author on the back. It's a really pretty book. And it is The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. Kingsolver. Oh, I've always said that wrong. Isn't that a pretty cover? I think I also started this one at some point. But it's told by the 4 daughters and a wife of a evangelical Baptist who takes his family on a mission to the Belgian Congo in 1959. It talks about the Congo's fight for independence from Belgium, the murder of its first elected prime minister, the CIA coup to install his replacement, and like fledging the nation of its autonomy. It sounds really interesting. Yeah, so I guess it's like realistic fiction, set in what I assume is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Although, I don't know. exactly sure. I think the family's from the south, like Georgia or something. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one. It's just really big. So, I gotta take my time with books like that, and it'll take me a while to get here. But my mom says this is like the best book she's ever read, so I'm gonna I'm gonna try it eventually. But yeah, that's my TBR. Um, I'll update you guys on what happens if I get through the books. I'm the kind of person that if I don't like something, I'm not gonna force myself to read it. I'm not in school, so I'm not gonna read it if I don't want to. But yeah, I hope that this was somewhat relaxing for you. And yeah, I hope you have a good night, good morning, good time, and thank you for hanging out.